Welcome to episode 5. Are you not entertained? I'm Jared. This is Bo.
Hi.
Yeah, we had an episode once where we both went huh, at the same time.
But it was on purpose.
Yeah,
to be
we
fair.
we definitely planned it that way.
Yeah.
As you can tell, we're going to be talking all about Yellowstone. And matter of fact, Bo auditioned for Yellowstone. We'll get into that in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then after
I
that,
didn't get it, if you didn't know.
the natural, we'll have to do a costume change, and we'll go into Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox. Some big news with them as well.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, first of all, I watched the first episode of Yellowstone. We've been waiting for 2 years, right?
It took forever.
All sorts of controversy with Kevin Costner and contract disputes with Taylor Sheridan.
That was interesting. Well, that whole thing that happened is very interesting.
But I want to get your take on that as well, because you've been in contract negotiations for TV shows and movies before. But it's, to me, the most impactful first 60 seconds of any TV show I've ever seen. This opening episode. And spoiler alert, we don't want to be spoiled.
Turn it off now.
Yeah, turn it off, scroll, do something. John Dutton is dead. They kill him off within the first 60 seconds of the episode.
You don't even kill him off. You just see his dead life, or a dead, lifeless corpse, and that's his character.
Yeah, and
kind of missed that.
And then they're saying it's suicide at the beginning of the episode, but no one in the family believes it was suicide. They believe he was killed.
Yeah. I mean, if you even watch the full episode, you can kind of piece that together. I mean, you have people who, with the female lawyer, right?
Mhm.
She was talking to Jamie afterwards, and she said, the line is, "Lions don't die in the wilderness. A younger lion will kill him," inferring that Jamie, in fact, is the one who's responsible for John's death. And I watch this whole big thing behind it. The fact that the lawyer lady hired some hitmen or hit squad or something, per Jamie's recommendation, per his request, to actually kill his father. Catch, though, was Jamie didn't apparently know that it was for real, and that's why he freaked out and started crying and boohoo and everything. But actually, was Jamie responsible? But the female lawyer, what's her name?
I forget her name, but
brunette girl.
But because the end of the last season, she starts hooking up with Jamie, but she's doing it to set them up, the power struggle.
So he can be the governor,
and then they can manipulate him and
right.
get the power structure behind it.
Sell the land. Yeah.
But there's a scene when they did the recap before this episode where they're in bed together, and she's like talking about, we can make it like a car, we can do a car crash, make it like a death, and he's like, really? And then it cuts to this. But the first 60 seconds of the episode, he's dead, and Beth goes in and sees him. There's police all around the mansion, and they're like, you can't come in. And then Casey shows up. We'll talk about Casey in a second.
Yeah.
Casey shows up, and he's like, screw this, we're not waiting here. They go under the police tape, they go inside, they go straight back, and they know everyone in the town. So like, don't go in there. And he's like, I'm going. And he goes, and there's blood on the ground and the wall, and you just see half
his reaction
of the body and like the gun on the ground.
Yeah.
And then Beth goes in and sees the same thing, and just like her reaction to it is so powerful. She's such a good actress. I forget she's British.
Yeah, well, everyone's calling for her, like, immediately give her all the awards. That was some of the most amazing. And it's pretty, her emotional range, of course, was on flex, but how long she had to do it for. I mean, this is scene after scene after scene. She was just torn up. And that's skill sets, man.
So I want to ask you that, since you brought that up.
Yeah.
So as a viewer and a novice, but not a novice watching TV, but as someone that's not in the business, I think we see it, we're like, wow, she was, crying. It was really believable for 30 seconds. But how much time would it take to get that scene right?
Oh, I would imagine if it's done right, each scene a day, like each setup. So like if they're in the house, she's crying, give that a day. Then that she's outside crying, give that a day.
Oh my God.
And so, and each person, they have their own process. We've heard this, like some people, how they can cry on demand. It doesn't look all that real, but I've been on set with some people that their process is really kind of morbid. It's not something that you want to put yourself through. I did a movie, Switch for Birth, and my female co-star, Skylar Sanders, amazing. My best friend. I love that girl. This is a crazy story. I hope she don't mind if I share this. She was in so many scenes that she was crying and boo-hooing, like really sobbing, and really made me cry even more. I mean, it was just seeing someone cry sometimes can make you feel like you need to cry. But then I asked her, I said, what is your kind of motivation behind this? Because everyone's got their own thing. And she's telling me the story that she went on a date with a guy, and she really, really liked him. This guy was a musical artist, and he wrote this whole album. And this is in LA. and that they really hit it off, and they had rekindled a relationship from years previous when they were dating. And so fast forward, the date's going great, and then he gave her this album, and then he was leaving the restaurant, made it across the road, and got hit by a car and died in front of her. Now, I said, what does that have? And she said, the thing I will listen to before doing a sad scene is actually this guy's album.
Oh, wow.
And so that gets her immediately into a zone that she can just boohoo for days and days and days. And, that takes an emotional toll on anyone to be able to do that. But, she hit a home run with it. She was incredible.
Well, like for you, if you have to cry in something, is it like when your Abercrombie store closed? Or
It was when they were making cuts on Abercrombie, and they told me I was no longer could be a shirtless model in front. And
That's very sad.
well, the whole chain is really going through a tough time right now. So I'm really hoping.
Well, they are, yeah. And if you're new to the podcast, Bo was an Abercrombie model. I mean, whatever.
Well,
I'm not jealous. Why would I be jealous?
A little jealous.
You're Abercrombie model. I'm a crumble
Wait,
cookie
I remember
model.
you coming in there.
Don't talk over my crumble cookie joke.
You are a crumble cookie model. You came in there one day at Abercrombie, and I said, "The big and husky is down the other store."
Thank you.
Like Sears is down there. That's where you go buy your overalls, my friend.
Yeah,
we won't let him in.
The husky's a nice size. It's comfortable. All right, so so that somebody you see them cry for 30 seconds, that could be 2 days of shooting.
Yeah, realistically, it really.
I don't know.
It should be. I mean, they space it out. Some shows now they just got hurry up and go. But when they really take the time, you can tell. Like when you see something, like, oh, they took their time with this.
Yeah.
That's why, because they let the actors find that. They had a lot of corrections, different setups. You're gonna shoot a whole day. You may shoot that scene 20 times, but think about it. They're only going to use 10 seconds here. 10 seconds here, 10 seconds here. And the way they chop it together, it looks like she's crying for days and days. She really wasn't. She probably was crying, a minute at a time, which sometimes is harder. I mean, honestly.
What are some of your tricks for crying? Because I know
think about you naked.
Well, I didn't say to get aroused, but listen, what I was going to, no, but seriously, let's be serious here.
Yeah.
I know that's what you do. But, like we did a video, and I know you're really crying, but on our TikTok page, when Peanut the squirrel was viciously murdered by the New York authorities, euthanized. But we have a video that has several 100,000 views, and you were crying. But I mean, what would I do? What was your motivation?
Look, sometimes
seriously,
sometimes it could be music. I mean, music really, really will touch me. Sometimes it could be a sad thought, but I heard also said that people's human emotion is just right underneath the surface. Case in point, you're having a great day, and then you get a phone call, your dad died. Do you having to prep for anything? No, of course that is right under the surface at all times. It's just the news that you're hearing to put you in that emotional state. So if you can pull the levers on your emotional state and kind of play tricks with yourself, you'll be surprised. I mean, some people, they don't blink for a long period of time. Benedict Cumberbatch, like I've done this too, will breathe really rapidly, like leading into the scene, and then when that scene comes, it's so much easier to like really have a breakdown because your heart rate is up, and now you're really thinking, your body is physiologically having a reaction, so now you're more apt to actually boohoo and cry.
Now, are there any tricks? I've heard people do like Visine. I mean, which is fine. If it works, it works. I mean, is that like
I'll tell you a real trick. I'm taking the glass off of this. This is inside baseball information.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say it's because Tom Hardy said this. He did a movie called Lock, in which case he was in a car for 2 hours, but he had so much emotional range in this film. And they said, what did you do to, bring these tears out? And he said, tear stick. There's something called tear stick. And what it is, it's like menthol that you can't see it, but you put it right here in your eye. And what happens is after about 30 seconds, your eyes are going to start it kind of burning, but it's beautiful because the tears will just form on your eyelid, and they won't fall until you blink, and then they'll fall down at the right time, so you can time it. So it's like the close up, the camera stops, boom, hit them with that, waterworks come down.
Now and then I guess if it's irritating your eyes, make your eyes red, look, you've been crying.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes you can overdo it, because if you're having a whole day of using that, your eyes are going to be busted. But it does do the trick, and it is a little inside.
No, it's fascinating. I love stuff like that.
Look it up.
I think every wife is going to go out and buy some tear sticks, so make their husband feel guilty.
Whatever they got to do.
Yeah. So listen, you auditioned for Yellowstone.
You got to bring it up.
This is a true story.
Spoiling my face.
Before we started, you're like, I didn't get it. I'm like, oh, you didn't? I didn't know I missed you the first 5 seasons.
Well, to be fair, they probably auditioned 1,000 people, but I did audition for the Casey role.
Okay.
And
What was that process like?
well, I was just my agent was just like, hey, there's this new show coming out. It's called Yellowstone, and you're perfect for it. You can ride a horse. It's the right age. It's you. So I was able to audition for that, and then from my agent said, they said actually the producers watched your tape directly. So Kevin Costner saw my tape.
Oh,
And he
really?
said, not that guy. No, he said
Not
that guy
him.
because I didn't get it, obviously. But the guy who they booked, he was incredible. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he is so good.
Okay, the actor who plays Casey.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
yeah. It
really
was
good.
a home run. That was a great casting choice. I mean, they dropped the ball with me, but either way, it's fine. I'm
I
not
was
bitter.
talking to my girlfriend Anna, and we were talking, and we're like, we thought that you'd be good as Jamie. It might not sound like a compliment because Jamie's just not really, he's not
Piece of
likable and
shit.
people hate him
Yeah.
and he's a
Thanks,
jerk
Jared.
and he's an a-hole. And we're like, Bo would be great. No, but we actually could picture you being him because you have that look. Like you can pull off probably playing an attorney, and then you can
I've never
be,
played. I've never played an attorney. Actually.
but then also I think you could pull off being like an a-hole. Like you told me off the air,
I could
off
pull
or
that
off
off.
podcast that, sometimes you get cast as those things
Oh yeah.
like the jerk or whatever.
Yeah.
I could totally see you do it, but you might be too good looking to play Jamie.
Jamie's he's an amazing actor.
I'm not saying he's a
And
great
plus
actor.
he has that salt and pepper hair, that black. I mean, he really is. He's a perfect casting choice because at the same time too, you want kind of a little Weasley looking.
Yeah.
Little Weasley looking. You don't want someone who's like, I don't believe this guy's a crook. They're one thing.
Right.
Like you want someone, and he has that energy.
He does have that
a
look.
little Weasley, bigger eyes. More narrow face. I don't know.
Was his first big breakout was American Horror Story?
That's the first time I saw him.
Yeah, and he was really great in that.
He was great.
And I don't like this all being about you, but this is fascinating.
Please continue.
But no, you auditioned for Yellowstone.
I did.
And now when you did that, was that like because I know auditioning has changed. You've shared that. Was that from your home? Did you go somewhere? Okay.
No, from home. From home, just right in my studio.
So did they give you some script that was actually used?
Yeah. They give you they're called sides. Yeah, so the script is called sides, and they will give you 1 or 2 or 3 scenes, and then off that, some people send in 1 take. I usually try to send in 2, like a different read. So like you do one specific way that comes to you naturally, but the one's like I'm gonna try to surprise them with a little something different, a little something that they may not expect.
You do it with the Cajun accent.
Hey y'all, what y'all doing here? John Dutton, my daddy now.
Y'all get up on that horse. You want to get on that horse?
You see the alligator down there? Yeah, that was what I did. How'd you know?
I'm just saying, if you want to throw, I just wish there was a character like that. Everyone else is like great,
like the Cajun dude in Adam Sandler's
Water
movies.
Boy.
He's like, they're like, what did you say?
He's falling off a lot of horses.
They're like, no, thank you. You would never be on the casting list.
It might be kind of funny. You'd get their attention, but then
I've done stuff to get their attention.
Yeah,
believe me. I mean, you do stuff sometimes that just it feels like it, but that wasn't on the radar. I don't think.
So, Yellowstone is going to be huge.
Oh,
again.
it's such a great. But here's the thing, I'm a little concerned that Yellowstone is going to do The Walking Dead.
Too much.
Yeah, it feels a little. They're really honing in on a lot of stuff that I don't think majority of people care about. Like they'll show those those horses like skidding. They do those scenes, but it's like because Taylor Sheridan's a big the executive producer.
He forces a horse scene in every show he does.
And like
Tulsa King, there's there's a whole horse storyline for no reason.
And they'll be yucking them, talking shop with these horses, and these horses like running and skidding, and they're like, oh man, it'll be 10 minutes of just this. I'm like, this feels like a little like
a little much.
Yeah, like unless you're a cowboy, you don't really give a shit. You're
Yeah.
kind of like, okay, show it once and then move on with the story. It feels like it's taking up time. Like I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like that is something that obviously he's like the most prolific showrunner, right?
Yeah.
Right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Shonda Rhimes and him. I mean, those are the king and queen of showrunner. I would say.
Shonda
right?
Rhimes is not even the same ballpark as Taylor Sheridan.
You don't think so?
No.
Because all her stuff is network TV stuff. That's bigger money. Or used to be.
But Taylor is feature films.
Oh, that's true. He does it all.
And studio shows. Like I'm telling you, Taylor is the king right now.
But the queen would be Shonda Rhimes.
Sure.
For showrunners.
But the king is definitely.
But the queen would be Shonda Rhimes.
So he has also another show, Lioness, which is flawless. That's probably my favorite Taylor Sheridan show.
Okay.
My favorite movie Taylor is Sicario. Hands down, Sicario.
Oh, he did Sicario?
Yes.
Oh, that's a good movie.
So I'm telling you, even Wind River is Sicario 2. He's done so many things. So yeah, Lioness is his best. That's Nicole Kidman, Morgan Freeman. It's Zoe Saldana. Yeah.
Yeah, let me ask you this with Kevin Costner. The big news was they had a falling out with he and Taylor Sheridan. He
Yeah.
wanted to do this Horizon movie series that the first one didn't do so well, and it looks like it might have been a mistake, but it's a passion project, and it's the scheduling, and they felt like he was devoting more time to that, and so that's why they killed him off in the first episode.
I don't
Have you
think that's
been
what it
in
is.
situations where there's been contract disputes, maybe on a show, or at least something you've heard of, and then they have to change the script or the storyline because they got to get rid of the lead or they got to get rid of one of the actors?
I've heard a lot about it. I've never been in a situation like that, but that specific situation is very, very, very contentious because, from my understanding, originally I thought like, oh, Taylor Sheridan was killing off Kevin Costner because he wanted too much money or he wanted too much control. But the reality of it is, I don't know because Taylor is saying that Kevin wanted more control, more money, more all these things. Understandably, the show's doing amazing, but Taylor also is like the showrunner. He's the one who put this whole thing together. You can't really go against the showrunner, the creator. You can't buck the system, even for Kevin Costner. And this is what happened: is like he just said, "You're off the show." So to
But is that not arrogance though and hubris?
I would think, yeah, it's absolutely that. But I think it's on Kevin Costner's part. I think that
I mean,
he
arrogance on both parts, but it's like you take.
But the Taylor is like the dude who is the dude on set.
But Kevin Costner is bigger than Taylor
No,
Sheridan
he is not.
in Hollywood.
Case in point, Kevin Costner got fired. That shows you he's not. And see
Well,
that
in
was
that
that was
situation,
the system. Like, but I'm saying as far as control goes, Kevin thought he was too big to be replaced.
yeah,
Kevin thought he's like they're not going to. He asked for more, all these things, and Taylor's like, "You're off."
we'll see how this season does after this first episode. If it trails
Yeah,
off without Kevin Costner, then we'll see who if it's a mistake or not.
I think they should wrap it after the season. Honestly, I mean, I
And
don't
they
know how
might.
much
I
more
mean,
they
he's
could
got a
really go
million
with that.
things going on. These other actors
Yeah.
are blowing up, or they have different
And his other
opportunities.
shows are honestly, in my opinion, better. I mean, Tulsa's King's okay, but
I
Lioness
love Tulsa King.
is
Don't say
flawless.
it's okay.
It's okay.
Stallone on the small screen to me is just great. It has like a tongue-in-cheek vibe to it, but also they have some serious stuff like the mafia. But I love the humor in it, and I think that's what you don't like. I've heard other people say they don't like the humor. My brother Abe, and my brother Izzy's behind the camera. My brother Abe, I was talking to him about it, and he
Hey,
was saying like he didn't like that they joke around too much. I'm like, that's
it
fun.
kind of
It's a
takes the
fun
seriousness
show.
out of it a little bit. Lioness, there's no joking around. Lioness is
Okay.
like real serious stuff.
All right. And so have you died? Because Kevin Costner will be killed off. They're
Yeah,
saying suicide or murder is going to be a big thing
yeah,
all over social media about it. Have you ever died
yeah,
like in a
and it's
story?
fun. It's fun dying. One time I got hit in the head with a wrench. Just cleaned my clock,
Nice.
died on the spot. Another time, actually, this show right here, it was a made to look like a suicide. It wasn't. I was killed.
A little spoiler
So
alert.
yeah. So well, yeah. Wait. Yeah. No, it's already out. I was like, is this out yet? It's out.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it had like a looked like I had OD'd from heroin. So they taped like this needle in my arm and everything, and they're like, don't blink. I had the great idea. I'm not going to blink. I'm gonna do the old dead thing. But with the setups of 20 minutes, and then you have the actors, you're like,
Then you're crying.
more focused on not blinking.
I
So
should
you're
have
like,
used the tear stick.
yeah. And so I was like, eventually, it's like he died with his eyes closed tragically. But yeah, I've died a couple times.
All right. And have you been? But you haven't been like prematurely killed off. Is always the way it's
No,
supposed to be.
I've never had disputes with the showrunners that they had to like, we got to kill us. But that happens a lot, man. I hear that a lot. That happens.
Yeah.
It's like the egos and the hubris, and they're like, you're
Oh,
just gone.
and I know we both love him as an actor, but did you hear this week they had a story? It happened years ago when they were filming Gladiator. Um, oh, who played Gladiator? Oh my
Russell
gosh,
Crowe,
Russell Crowe.
who played Gladiator.
I know it's your favorite
This
show,
is
like
show.
or movie.
This is who's leading this
Is
podcast.
this a show or a
Good
movie?
Lord.
I've never even heard of it. No, but is it Gladiator? Gladiator.
Gladiator.
Gladiator. No, but Gladiator is that Russell Crowe told Joaquin Phoenix, "You're being unprofessional. Stop it." Because Russell Crowe Joaquin Phoenix was talking about quitting the show,
Yeah.
or I keep saying show. Sorry, we're talking about show forever. Quitting the movie
Yeah.
and all that, and then all these reports come out of all these movies that he either quit right before the end of wrapping,
Yeah.
or halfway through, or threatened to quit.
He tried to get
And
out
he
of
tried to quit,
Gladiator.
and he tried to quit. He almost quit the first Joker.
Yeah. Well, he tried to get out of Gladiator 2 weeks before
Yeah,
shooting
and Russell
started.
Crowe was like, "Stop it! You're being unprofessional.
Yeah.
Stop
Ridley
being a
Scott
baby."
called him like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah,
we're about to shoot this thing. I don't know that some artists are very precious and they're like get cold feet. They're like, I can't do it. And I understand it. It's very intimidating. I can imagine like on that level. It's beyond pressure. But at the same time, too, some people are divas by nature. And
Well, good. I'm glad you say divas. Oh, that's just their process. Because there's
No.
some movie that was somewhat recently. I'm not familiar because it hasn't come out yet, or maybe it just they were almost done with it, and he said, "I don't want to do this anymore." And he quit, and then they just shelved the movie. And like, how unfair is that? So I guess no one's seen it. How unfair is that for this? You know,
Yeah. Well, think about the
cast
crew.
and crew and
Yeah.
all these people.
Yeah. Think about the crew too, and that's the thing. Like sometimes you get these egos, man, and
Yeah.
they're like next level. I mean, what do you you're told yes for 20 years, and then finally, someone's pushing your buttons. You're like, I've had enough. I'm too powerful. I think that's what happened with Kevin Costner, man. From my understanding, it's his fault.
I'm blaming Sheridan.
Of course you would. Of course
Well,
you
I
would.
mean, I don't want to ruin your career like if Sheridan heard about this.
I
one
love
day.
Taylor Sheridan. I think he's the greatest showrunner, director, producer, creator of all time.
Yeah.
And
I guess you won't be in Horizon 4 or whatever the thing he's making that Kevin
I
Costner's
guess
making.
not.
Now,
Watch that actually happen.
let's switch gears here to something that you probably know nothing about. Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox.
Who are those people?
Yes, exactly. They're in Gladiator 2 coming out.
The new one?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
No, but Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox are having a baby. Megan
Really?
Fox is pregnant with Machine Gun Kelly. And the thing about it that I find fascinating is Machine Gun Kelly had a crush on Megan Fox growing up. He had a poster of Megan Fox on his wall, and then he met her, and he started dating her, and now he's engaged to her. That has to be like mind blowing.
That's some manifestation right there.
I mean, to have someone you have a crush on your wall that's in Hollywood, a celebrity, and then you actually become famous yourself, meet them, and then
it reminds me of the story that you told me about us, that you had a picture on my wall, and you're like, one day we're going to do a podcast together, and then here we are.
See it.
So it happens.
Dreams do come true.
Just manifest what you want, man.
I mean,
Put
think
it
about
out there.
that wrench that killed you. That's a pretty good idea.
The wrench that killed me?
I'm trying to think what I would do if I could
But
kill
this
you.
is her third kid, right?
It's her fourth.
Is it a fourth kid?
Yeah.
But the first with MGK.
First with MGK. And MGK has like a grown daughter or grown kid. And so.
Well, more power to him, man. But I mean, come on. Who really cares?
Lots of people care.
Why?
It's probably the most viral story right now.
Why do people care about that? I don't understand.
Well, what do you care about?
Not that.
What do you care?
People having babies of celebrities, I think because people think like they're somehow entangled with them because like I read about them in the newspaper. I know these people. It's like, you don't know nothing about these people. And why?
Don't you want that though? Don't you want your life to be so big that no matter what you do, people are talking about you?
No,
Is that not your goal?
No. My goal is to be on the screen and then left alone.
Well, that's not going to happen. If you're on the screen, you won't be left alone.
Well,
unless you move out of Hollywood.
No,
I mean,
well, that's what a lot of people are doing.
Yeah, true.
Case in point, you prove my point. Like it's not sustainable. People aren't meant to be that attention drawing all the time. It drives people crazy.
But it'd be awesome
for a short stint.
Yeah, I mean, then you could take it. You could do like Dave Chappelle and move to Ohio.
But it's like living in Vegas. It's like living. It's like, yeah, this is amazing. You got the casino, you got all this, but then eventually you're like, all right. Like,
and eventually you're having freak offs like P Diddy.
Not well.
Well, it seems like that's the thing.
I'm
it's
so
like
bitter about that I actually showed up to that party.
And they're like, not.
No, they let me in, and everything happened, but I never got my contract because I got locked up too quickly. So I'm just like, what happened to me?
Poor timing.
I know. I have to file a lawsuit against Diddy just to get my.
You're the new Bieber.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
but no contract, allegedly.
Yeah,
but I do think there's a lot to that. I mean, I would love to have that fame. That no matter what you do, I want the money. I really just want the money.
That's what it is. Okay, so that's why you want.
If I had to pick, I'd pick
money equals freedom. So really, what you want is freedom.
Right.
Right? Because money is allowed you to buy, drive, and live where you want to live. So it's just freedom. But at the end of the day, like, you're exchanging a lot for that. And so for me, honestly, God, people think it's funny that, like, you're in movies, like, but I like being on a screen and then that be that. Like, I don't necessarily look for the limelight. When I go to a party, I'm like, hey, everybody look at me. And some people are. They're attention-grabbing whores. But I am not that kind of person. I just don't.
Although you seemed upset. We went to this thing recently and people were recognizing me from the radio.
I loved it.
And your face was like,
I loved it because they were overweight local women that are recognizing him, and the people recognizing me are celebrities. I'm just telling you.
Wow.
That's who it was. Tell me I'm lying.
Does that sound like jealousy to you guys?
Is that you, Jared? I've been listening to you.
Does that not sound jealous?
You're so funny.
Why would he take a shot at these innocent women?
Because you said you're famous. I'm like, yeah.
No, I didn't say I was famous. I'm saying I got recognized.
You did get recognized.
I didn't say I was famous.
Middle-aged, older
And you got recognized by invisible people who don't exist.
Good. That's why I like it. That's why I like it. Don't recognize
You got
it.
a face like, oh my God.
And the irony of it is, like, you're on the radio.
That's the funny part. I know.
That's the irony.
I know. Trust me. I've been doing this for 17 years. I still shot when somebody's like, hey, what? Is that you? Is it you?
Yeah.
And I was like, it's me.
It's you. But I was so happy to see you because you were just beaming. He was so excited.
No, I just treat people with respect.
He was hugging on him, getting people's numbers, and then like,
yeah,
we should get some.
Everyone that's here knows me well enough that, let's say they were overweight, plus have a girlfriend. But if they were overweight, never mind. You're going to get me in trouble.
Go ahead.
I have a type. I have a type. I have a type, and it's not that.
What do you mean?
Although, yes, Liv, what I'm saying is, I prefer somebody that could.
Let me bail you out here.
No.
Jared likes.
I like someone who doesn't look like me. I don't want to date me. Okay, and you know that's the benefit of being a man is that women are more forgiving on looks. It's more.
Thank God for that, man.
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, like I said, I was happy to see it for Jared. It was really special.
No, I mean, I know you weren't. You know, I want you to be as famous. I told you that a long time ago, and we were at the movies, and you brought in Freddy's hamburgers or whatever, steak burgers. He's like, "Have you ever done this for a movie? I'm going to change your life." And he brings a backpack in, which was like a man satchel. He opens it, and there's a hamburger. 2 hamburgers, 2 fries, and 2 milkshakes. And I'm like, what?
This story is the story
it's freaking awesome.
He shares the most about anything I've ever done.
Yeah, I forget the movie. But I told you, I said, one day we're watching a movie, you know, like a blockbuster type movie. And I said, you're going to be up here one day.
Dude,
yeah.
Honestly.
I really do believe that.
It's
despite the way you rub people.
It's absolutely the case. But at the same time, some people, they're famous for doing nothing.
Right.
I'd rather do films and then be totally, people anonymous. I mean, that honestly is like if I could do that, that'd be the best case scenario. But some people they're seeking the fame, and then it's like, but you don't. It's
fleeting.
Yeah, it's fleeting, and then it's not. Every single person I talked to said it's not what you think it is.
Oh, sure. I don't think anything is. I think people that are wealthy, they're like,
I think sex is what you think it is, and it's.
I hope one day
you'll be there.
Yeah.
Well,
I have 3 kids. They look like me, but they're adopted. But one day when I want to know what that's like.
Well, you'll get
to lay in a marital bed and.
You'll get there one day.
I don't think so.
Just keep your heads up, and no, but that really is the case. That's why I don't care about MGK and Megan.
But would you not be honest though? Wouldn't you like to have like 6 months? Blockbuster movie comes out. Your career explodes after all these years of hard work. You get to walk the red carpet with Liv.
Okay, so
and then it's like just for like 6 months, like you just have this in your career, and you still get the projects after that. But to have that like. I have arrived moment. It may not forever, but just you had it.
I would rather have a massive blockbuster film that I'm lead in and never get recognized versus walking down the street famous because I did a bunch of really funny TikTok videos. Because it's not about and some people, that's what they don't understand. It's like, I'd rather have we'll do the movies, but not for that aspect of it. I'm not saying it would be nice, it would be great. Of course it would be.
I'm saying just to have that, like, because this is your career. It's kind of like, me as a great athlete, like I would like to be like
/radio
Super Bowl. Like you'd want to win the Super Bowl. You'd want to have that thing.
Of course,
but also you want to do the parade. You want to do all the stuff that's associated with it and have the adulation for that period of time, and then it doesn't have to be forever.
See, I wouldn't even care anything about the adulation. If you put me in that situation and then I can just see that happen, like I said, I could just fade away. I'm not going to be looking for magazine fronts. It's not my brand, man. I really, honest to God, don't. I'm pretty private for the most part.
Okay, Liv, do you believe him?
1000%. Like he does not. He barely even watches the films when they come out. Like he does not want attention. He doesn't. If we go somewhere, like people ask him a bunch of questions, like he just really enjoys the process.
And for some reason, I feel like that like feeds into it more. Like it makes people more curious and like want to talk more and see more. I'm like, but I'm like Johnny Depp, like. Really, Mercurial Mistress. I'm really not trying. I just don't really.
You don't care.
I don't jive like that. Yeah. I really don't know.
That's weird. I was listening to myself on the way here, and I'll be listening to myself on the way home.
That's all we're like. We're in the mirror opposite. Just like, hey, did you see this picture from 3 years ago? I'm like, that's great.
Yeah. Did you see this video that went viral? And you're like, I don't care. I'm like, you're jealous. Why did you say they're fat women? I didn't say that. You did. Hey, by the way, thank you for setting up. You and Liv, your wife Liv, for setting up this studio. going forward. We're going to be at the Sage Plant
Yeah.
Studios.
We got a new
We're
studio, guys.
very
Thank you for
excited about
support,
that.
sponsors, everyone. We're moving up in the world out. And one of the sponsors, Board Rebel. These are our official outfitters. Check them out. BoardRebel.com. They make these really awesome, cool custom shirts. That awesome writing goes right down the center, so you're wearing a button down, you can't see it on a dress shirt. But also best t-shirts around. So check them out. BoardRebel.com. Use the promo code RU not 10% off all your orders.
And we got some cool things coming with that in the future. Some like custom stuff.
Yeah.
Like ideas that we have, like no fat women or whatever.
That's what we'll get, Jared.
Love Bo.
And mine is leave me alone.
Yeah. That's a good idea. That's actually a good idea because I have that shirt. It was when I did the Masked Singer locally. Don't be jealous. People in the audience weren't all fat somewhere. And it said
all 7 people.
They said no, it's 1,500. But anyway, it said don't talk to me. Remember? I think I posted it years ago, and you were like, I want that.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Don't talk to me.
Yeah,
but that's what reminded me. Leave me alone. But yeah, so the Sage Plant Studios going forward. I'll tell you a lot more about Sage Plant in the future. We're very excited about being partners with them, and Board Rebel is an awesome company as well.
For sure.
All right, until next time, and sorry to all you women that are a little bit overweight.
Lose weight.